keeping up on the exercise, and I thought to myself today as I was going on a walk, how am I going to make sure that I get arms in? And the universe answered, because this is the third time today. So I'm gonna work out my arms. Nobody left you out.
Yes, you did.
No.
Yes, you did. What?
It's not even 7 a.m.
I'm tired.
Coming at you live from Spiritual Lux headquarters, which is AKA my bathroom, and life could be worse, right? Life could be just so much worse than having to talk from the bathroom. And so we're learning those as a society. We're learning the luxuries that we used to take for granted and coming back to basics and understanding the essence of what really matters. Yesterday was kind of a kerfuffle. I had to think and understand a whole bunch of things and make some decisions. And so that being said, there's a whole bunch of stuff I want to come at you with, because if anybody was thinking of growing, ascending, and awakening, yeah, now's the time if you haven't caught on to that vibe yet. So I think today I'm going to do a live. What I want to know from everybody about modification and understanding how you can keep up with the things that you love, but just to switch them a bit. And so my morning routine is, I'm very diligent with my bookends. You've heard me talk about that, but my morning routine is disrupted by 3 children who wake up pretty much, way too early. And so my switch has now been that they're inside, they're safe, they're in the house, and I am outside of my house enjoying the weather and doing the things that I would have done inside the house. So little modifications, but don't switch and let go of all of the things. And I'm not saying to be diligent with your routine, but I'm saying to keep the things that mattering. That's not English, but you know what I mean. It's staying, flowing, switching, changing, but ensuring that you're giving yourself the things that you need in order to completely push through and keep those empowering habits in place. Apparently, I have resumed my position as the activities director.
Sorry.
God help me. Turn inward to reflect and grow and love and learn and understand how you're being called to declutter. This is so amazing. This is a caterpillar's home.
Yeah, he's in a chrysalis.
Aw, you gave him flowers.
And we even gave him some rocks down there, so if you want.
Very nice. And you gave the caterpillar I don't know if the caterpillar needs to eat while it's in its chrysalis, though.
But when it comes out of it.
Down to my clients, my entrepreneurs, the first thing we did when all of this went down last week is got on a call with them, all of them, to discuss what was going to happen in their heart and their soul first, and then in their mind, and then directly into their business. Because this is 100% about understanding your driving emotions and their emotions, and everybody's emotions is a state of fear, but understanding how we can flip the switch on that fear and understand how there is opportunity, and not opportunity in a way that you can capitalize, but opportunity in it, the chance to share your passion, because all of my entrepreneurs are driven by growth, are driven by their purpose in this world. I don't specifically deal with people who are just out there to grow a business and make money. I deal with people who are willing to get rid of all their paradigms, break all their patterns. We're virtually going to, everybody's doing origami. 3 kids, and then Jamie's got 3 kids. And we're doing virtual origami. Everybody has to make their own origami character. And then we are going on to Google Slides and making a story that they can add, illustrations and photos into. And then we're meeting back at 4 o'clock for story time.
Story too.
For what?
There has to be a lesson in the story.
Oh, Dia says there has to be a lesson in the story. Thank God Dia's a teacher.
Okay.
There's a lesson in the story, like the moral of the story is.
Exactly.
Okay. Here's the deal. I'm so bloody passionate about this because one of my besties has an autoimmune disease. And I can't imagine my life without her. I can't imagine having to sit with her family and experience the loss of her, because people can make themselves fucking uncomfortable and stay home. Do you understand how detrimental it is for her to contract this virus? For anybody with an autoimmune disease to contract this virus? They go through hell and back already. There are days in every month where she has to fight. And it is not just her. There are a lot of people with scleroderma and other autoimmune diseases that have to push through the unknown on a regular fucking basis and not have to deal with coronavirus on top of it. If you don't need to be out and if you don't need to be open as a business, stay the fuck home. You just can't risk it. Please, I ask you for her. I ask you for her children. I ask you for the people out there who have an autoimmune disease. Stay home. It's not a lot to ask. I am not coming to the rescue.
Okay. You said that yesterday.
I'm pretty sure there's a coyote there.
What? That's not funny.
Yeah, it was. The universe always provides abundantly. I mean, we're so blessed to live in such an amazing neighborhood. And I remember when I was living, we were living not even a year ago, but I had to move out because there was a whole bunch of circumstances. It was great and I loved it, but it wasn't a home. And so this house that we're renting and we're in now, it came up for rent. And I looked at it and I remember saying to my agent, like, there's no way I can afford this. There's no way I can afford to pay this rent every single month. And I remember going home that night and thinking to myself, my God, I love it. My God. Like it felt like home again. And I am so not going to cry, but it's in times like this that I appreciated that I trusted the universe and knew that my agent laughed at me because I sat on the floor of the kitchen and cried for 15 minutes before I signed the lease application because it scared the living fuck out of me. Because I didn't know how I was going to make it happen financially, how I was going to make it and be able to take care of things and borrow money and make stuff happen. But in this moment, I am so grateful that this is where we get to stay the fuck home in. My kids are happy. I'm playing in a stream. Full out quarantine chic. That's the new style that we're adopting. I also smashed my glasses into my forehead. Anyways, nonetheless, today is the day that the kids are supposed to go back to school. I don't know what the Ministry of Education... I'm going to do this without crying. These, we ran out of breadcrumbs. And me being me and being taught, I'm not going to cry. My grandmother used to teach me as a child about how to be conscientious with food because she went through war. And she used to say, tempi de guerra, we used to do this. In the times of war, we used to do this. And she taught me how to take whatever little bit of food that you had and be conscientious and not wasteful. And I think that's another one of the lessons right now. And it's because of all the things that she taught me and my mother dropping off groceries that I'm able to understand how to make the most out of what it is that we have. And we ran out of breadcrumbs this morning, and me being me and being taught by my grandmother, I had put away 2 bags of crusts from Valentine's Day into the... It cut me off. I had made my children for Valentine's Day heart-shaped sandwiches for lunch, and I was not about to throw away almost a loaf and a half worth of crusts because it's just silly. It's wasteful. And how wasteful has everyone been up until this point? And so now, itempi guerra, in the time of war, I can go back to what it was that I was taught. I am who I am because of her. It may have taken me a while to find them balls, but I did, and now they're fucking titanium. We're sessioning, Diana and I, Hair Holistic. I'm going to tag her because this is why. Anyways, we're talking about the hard things and talking about what to do in business. And this woman, in 1 week, you added an entirely new component of your business. Like we talked about it last week when we were working together. And then like, not even a week later and you've done it?
Almost 95% complete.
I have never felt such a sense of non-fear, is that a word? But in a place where, for all intents purposes, I should feel worried and should feel fear and finances and what's going to happen to business. And the more that I talk to my certain clients, the more that they trust and they understand and they know, because when you can implicitly know what the universe is telling you. And so through this lesson right now, I'm going to encourage you to find the silence, to shed the noise, get off the social media if it's not serving you. Be aware and understand what it is that you're feeding your mind. And if it's not something that's going to help your vibration grow in this time, get rid of it. Turn back into yourself. Ask yourself what it is that truly sets your soul on fire. The things that make you feel joyful, the things that make you feel blissful, at peace, the things that you trust and know implicitly. Turn to those things. An exercise